Hi, everyone. Welcome to Boarding Curious. I'm your host, Mary Katz. On today's episode, we have Dariann Leigh. She is a new country singer-songwriter in Nashville. Today, she's going to tell us about some new songs that she has put out recently. One is called 10,000 Miles, and it is a little bit of a tearjerker, y'all, especially if you know somebody in the military and you miss them a little bit. She'll tell us about her songs, and we'll get to know her a bit more with some personal questions. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's get started. Well, Dariann, welcome to Boarding Curious.
Thank you.
Yeah, pretty excited to have you here today. And we're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about your songs and whatnot. You are a singer-songwriter in Nashville, correct? Awesome.
Yes.
Well, let's start by telling me, where'd you grow up? Give us some background on you.
Yeah, I grew up in a very, very small town. Now, you hear that all the time, I'm from a small town, but it's actually like a lot of people and you have a Walmart in your town. I'm talking like small town with no stoplights, no nothing. Like you hang out at a gas station. That's like your place, small town. Very, very small town in northern Minnesota, and was really always interested in music and always found that that was kind of my way of getting through things in life, or even just in school, like learning. I struggled with keeping up with everybody else sometimes. And so I would make songs out of math, whatever it might be. And it just became really clear to me throughout my life that music was like the path that I was heading on. And it was always something that was there. And it was just so much of a natural choice for me to get into music. It was right there my entire life. I have 3 older brothers. They were into like theater, sports, like all of it, full rounded circle. And I feel like I was raised with so many different options, and music was always the one that was right in front of my face, screaming like, look at me, look at me. And it's fun to be doing it now, especially looking back at things from then when I was younger, thinking about it. It's really cool.
Right. So what were some of your early influences musically?
Oh, I'm like the classic Johnny Cash, Shania Twain girl. Like throw it back to like the earlies, but not crazy early, like my childhood time frame. I mean, I've always got like Dolly, Loretta, everybody in there. And growing up with such a large family, I feel like I got a huge taste in different genres of music, but Shania and Johnny are like my steadfast ones, always.
We love it. So I would normally ask what you wanted to be when you were a kid, but you found music pretty early on. Was that the only thing that you were interested in, or at one point where you're like, I want to be a teacher or anything else?
I think like any kid, you think about a million things, and I was the kid that was, I'm going to be this, and then I'm going to do that, and then I'm also going to do that, and then this as well. Like I was the trying to overachieve in like my mind. And so I actually, when I went to college starting out, I did go into actually English education, which is funny because I write music, so it just kind of coincides in a way. And yeah, that was my first ambition for a little bit, just because you hear so much, you know, go to school, do all these things, like the typical cross out the checklist kind of thing. But music was definitely the thing from when I was young.
Awesome. So do you remember the first song that you wrote?
Painfully.
That tends to be the answer I get on that one.
It is, because for me, music is so personal, like the writing is so personal. And actually just a few days ago, I was at home with my parents and I was going through my old journals of writing music, and I found one of my first ones, and it's all just about like who hurt me when I was 13. Like, why is it so deep? Like, what is happening in my life right now that's what I was writing about? And I was actually talking with friends about it too. It's like you read it and at the time it feels so real, which is beautiful because you found your outlet, but you look at it now and I'm like, this is painful. This isn't good.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to guess you got your heart broken or something and you just had to Taylor Swift it, you know?
Yeah, literally right on.
So, living in Nashville, right? You're living in Nashville? Perfect.
Yeah.
Is there someone in the industry who you haven't worked with yet, but you really want to?
Ooh, there's a lot. I feel like the list is always growing. There's definitely a lot of.
And it doesn't even have to just be like a singer or songwriter, even within the music industry that maybe people don't even know about. Because, I mean, I think that one goal here in me doing a podcast is for people to understand there's more than, you know, singers in Nashville. Like there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. There's producers, there's, you know, record label executives, and the gamut. So if you got a list, rattle them off, girl. We're here. We got it.
Heck yeah. I want to write with Shane McAnally. That's a huge goal of mine because he's just
He's
like
wonderful.
killing it all the time. And I'm like, listen, I think I need to write with you. Like with so many other people too. He's definitely been one of my like goal writers to write with.
Awesome. Yeah, he does put out a lot of good stuff. Would you say that you have an ultimate goal in the industry? Like what's the thing that when you look in your future, you're like, that means I made it. That's the thing that needs to happen.
Yeah, I grew up watching the Grand Ole Opry a lot as a kid and listening to it on the radio, whether it be with my parents, my grandparents. That was my request when we're driving. Let's play the Grand Ole Opry. I need to listen. I need to know who's singing tonight. And I toured it when I was like 17, and it's just become like a huge thing for me that I've always wanted to do. For me, that's like the second you step in the circle kind of thing for me that's like the holy grail.
Absolutely. It's a pretty common goal in the music industry.
I mean, it's a beautiful goal to have too.
Oh yeah. We can move into the story behind the song. One of your most recent releases is called 10,000 Miles, which is beautiful.
Yes.
So go ahead and tell me the story behind that one.
Yeah, I wrote that one actually while at CRS. And not at it, but that night. CRS, anybody knows, it's a lot of shaking hands. You're doing a lot of things, keeping really busy, like talking, huge socializing event. And the person that I loved was currently deployed at the time. And so it's kind of this thing of you're doing all these awesome things and you're grateful for it, but at the same time, you're like, I want to call you and I want to talk to you about it, but I can't. And so it's just this moment of not even really knowing how to spit out what I needed to spit out and like all these things I wanted to talk about because I was proud of what I was doing and I still am. And it's basically just my right of like, wherever you are, like my love is there. And it's been really beautiful to watch people relate to it since it's released, just because it's one of those things when you're going through it, it feels so alone and personal, but you look on it from kind of a different looking glass and you can see that it's so similar to other people's experiences too.
Right. And for the folks at home who don't know, tell us what CRS is.
Yes, CRS is Country Radio Seminar. So you're meeting all the people, shaking all the hands, singing quite a bit if you're getting performances and things like that. But you're also watching really awesome shows, concerts put on by great artists, listening to what they have to say about the industry. It's really cool. It's a lot of information for sure.
Yeah, it's probably like trying to take a drink from a fire hydrant. Like
yeah.
whenever.
It literally is. Quite literally.
All right, and so the next song would be Let Me Go. Tell us the story behind that one.
Yes. The flame to the fire, for sure, is Let Me Go. I wrote that song with Emily Fortney and Sky Claire. They had previously written Wherever I Go for me, which was my single in 2019. And it was really cool to sit down with them and to write a song with them and just kind of see their whole process, because we all write very similarly, which makes us push so much more for a better song, which I appreciate, because there's so many times where you can write something and you walk away not feeling proud of it, but they're going to make sure that you walk away feeling proud of it. And we're talking about chapters in life, seasons, people in your life that you're just ready to take the next step from, to get away from, whether it just be breakups, ending a friendship, whatever it might be. And for us, it was relationship-wise and just looking forward to the next thing where somebody was toxic for you, and they can be great outside of your relationship. They can be perfectly fine, but together you don't make a right set. And you're looking for the future and trying to get out of that. And it just talks about, kind of starts out with you showed up at my door for a box of your things, and just lays it all out plain and clear from there, which is really cool, because again, with that song, I also saw so many people that were like, yes, I've felt these things, I've done these things too, like I too want to move on. It's cool. That's the power of music. I love it.
Absolutely. And speaking of a box of your things, you tend to do some behind the scenes stuff on your YouTube channel.
Yes.
Yeah. Showing, content shoots and whatnot. So tell us about that so people can check it out.
Yeah, I grew up when YouTube was really becoming a huge thing. I remember watching Taylor Swift on a little computer in my parents' basement when I was a kid and being like, this is amazing. I'm able to watch these music videos on here. I don't have to wait for it on TV. This is awesome. And growing up, that was my thing. Like, I watched YouTube videos. And so getting older, I realized how cool it is to see like the behind the scenes. And when I started doing all these things, I was like, I totally need to film this. A, because I want to be able to see it one day, like looking back. And B, because I just think it's so cool and people don't always get to see that. Like, there's such a disconnect sometimes between you and your audience, and sometimes I find that it's just that you don't open up the door for them to see that. And I just think it's so fun to film it, just because you see like the funny stuff, this person was supposed to do this but literally fell, and we're cutting a tree and all these things, like Let Me Go, it was absolutely crazy. That one I'm still working on, which is so cool. And the fun thing is it's me doing it, so it feels really personal because it's literally me, and I'll have like a friend or even my mom sometimes will film for me from behind the scenes, and it just keeps it fun. It's like, it's more fun, I feel like, when other people are doing it for you and it's not you filming it, just because you really get to see all the behind the scenes. I think it's cool. You got to see some behind the scenes work. Makes it more fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think you're right about connecting with the audience and kind of showing them that, what it takes to, do a photo shoot, what it takes to, make a music video and all of that. Because, I think some people don't really realize everything that goes into it. Oh,
No,
just like a simple lighting setup whenever, you have a light that breaks 30 minutes before you're recording a
Or it
podcast
just
and you're
shines
like,
really weird. It's the worst. It's the worst. Or you set it up and it looks great, and now I'm like, whoa, what happened?
oh gosh. Yep. Keeps it fun. All right. So
It does.
moving into just for fun. Let's get to know you a little bit. If you're watching anything on TV or YouTube or Netflix or what have you, what you watching?
Right now, I kind of go through series when I'm able to actually watch series. And recently, I've actually been into watching all the Marvel movies, which is very random for me because I go through, like, I'll be all Stranger Things, all whatever, Crown, whatever it might be. And recently, I was like, Marvel movies are pretty decent. Like, this is an entertaining time. I can laugh. It can be dramatic for a second. I don't know what's happening. Freaking out for a second, and then it's back to funny. So, like, keeps you on the edge of your seat. But it also is Halloween season right now. And so I'm also still, like, getting into the spooky scaries, too. But not too scary, because then I won't sleep at night.
So, like, Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus used to terrify me when I was a child.
Really?
It was like, the VHS would sit in our cupboard and I would hide it in the very back because seeing like the cover made me like, oh no, this is too much for me.
Was it the zombie guy that freaked you out? Billy?
No,
Was it Billy?
I felt bad for Billy as a kid, and I still do. But it was always like them sitting there, like, that terrified me. I don't know what was about it, but as a kid I was like, nope, not doing that. But
Well,
now it's like,
it might be because they wanted to, suck the life out of all the children in the town.
Exactly.
That's a little terrifying
and I like
when you're a child.
envisioned that in my head.
Yeah.
Like, we have like a broken down building in my town that looks almost identical to that, but much more broken down. And every time I pass by, I was like, they're in there, and it's gonna happen, and nobody can go in there because that cannot happen here, not today. Like, that was me as a kid, and now it's, I don't know, I can watch scary stuff. I watched what was it recently? It was the Bly Manor, all of those kind of movies. And then what was the recent show? It was Midnight Mass, which like confused me, but also threw me through so many different loops. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's like craziness.
No, what is that?
Netflix. It's like this show where, and it was so weird because I didn't know what I was getting into at first because they make it seem like it's very like religious based, and I was like, all right, I can get into it, whatever. But then it turns into like, I don't know if these people are turning into like zombies or what's happening, but like just weird things start happening on this island. I mean, you have to watch it to know, because I have like, or vampires or something. It's weird. Like, it is one of those, like, you walk away and you're like, yeah, I don't know if I would have chose that to begin with, but because I started watching it, I had to know what was happening.
Okay, that was me with Manifest. I watched Manifest.
Yes.
I mean, and you get, a couple seasons in. I don't even think it takes a couple seasons. You're like, it's taking a turn, but
right.
I'm invested. So I have to.
That was me too.
Yeah. I'm glad that
I binge watched that very fast.
yeah, they're moving forward with the fourth season, and I'm like, what are they gonna do? Like,
Right.
how do you?
It's just like you don't even know if you want to continue to know, but you like
You gotta
subconsciously
know.
already know you have to know. So
Yeah,
you're like, all right, I'm here, I guess. We'll watch.
yeah, yep.
It's good though, like ties you in just enough. They know exactly what they're doing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Um, so if you have a favorite movie, what is it?
Ooh. I mean, I can always go with the classic Walk the Line, that kind of movie. Right now, I'm like all over the board with movies. I've been watching all kinds of them. Like night times, turn on a movie. It's fall, so it feels like the perfect time to watch movies. But I think Walk the Line is like kind of my OG, like always go back to it kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's absolutely a good one. Oh God, though the table saw scene. I'm like, mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Because like I have kids now. I have 3 kids, and I'm like, it freaks me out, man. Yeah.
Right. But
So
it's like, I realize that's a fun, not that scene specific, but the movie is really fun to be like you haven't seen this movie, let me show you this movie.
yeah.
And you'll also fall in love with it like I do. It's one of those classics where it's like, you have to see it at some point.
Oh yeah. Yeah, especially to understand the tension between Johnny Cash and his father. It's like, why are they
Right.
so like at odds with each other? And then you find out.
Right? Sad. But it's one of those watch it to understand it things.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. If you have a favorite song with, and this is, oh man, I know asking like a singer-songwriter this, it's like, let me send you a Google Doc with 50 songs.
Right? Literally. Right now, I go through sprints of like listening to much older music all the way to like right now. And I'm very much so in a heavy like middle right now. I've been listening to a lot of OG Shania as well, which has been like I feel like I always go through that. But one of my favorite like original albums of hers, I like the Home Ain't Where His Heart Is Anymore. I feel like it's just written really beautifully, and the melody is just keeps you there. It's good.
Yeah. So while you're living in Nashville, have you had a chance to meet any of, the staples out there?
It's always random because it's very unexpected. I'm not the one to come up to people because I'm like, I respect your privacy. I'm not going to be like all up and you're like, sir, ma'am, whatever. Like, I'm very much like there's that person, and I just go on with my day. Yeah. Like, I saw this thing yesterday where it's like, on the outside you're cool, calm, and collected, but on the inside you're a squirrel trying to collect all the peanuts that are falling from a tree. Like, that's basically me. So when I see it, I'm like, hi, but I'm gonna go over here because I don't want to. So I ran into a few. I once ran into, I don't know if you're familiar with the whole like Kardashian thing, but I ran into their food god friend in Nashville once, which was
Jonathan
really
Chebon?
awesome.
Jonathan, is it
Yeah,
Chebon or Shib?
yeah.
I can't pronounce his last name.
It's one of the first few times where I visited Nashville at the time, and I walked out of Jason Aldean's, and I was like, "Is that?" And my mom's like, "Oh my gosh, that's," and I'm like, "Yeah, there we go."
Yeah, I mean, when I was in college, I think this was college. I used to watch his show that he had with the guy's name was Simon, I think. The Spin Crowd or something, where they were doing PR stuff. Yeah, I used to watch. Yeah, no, I watched the Kardashians a lot whenever I was in college. Yeah.
It's like a sprint of time. Everybody goes through it. I refuse to believe that most people don't go through it at some point where they're like, reality television, whether it be them or somebody else. They have to be sucked in at some point.
Yeah.
Eventually.
They gotta
some
get a
sort of reality.
The thing is, they won't admit it.
Right. Exactly. Whether it be like Cake Boss, which is kind of reality, or whatever it might be. Everybody gets sucked in at some point.
Yep. So, what is at least one item on your bucket list?
An item on my bucket list. Growing up with three older brothers, I feel like I've been chasing like keeping up with the boys kind of thing, because my brothers were very much into like adrenaline rush stuff, like building zip lines out of a tree house and having me be their test. And I don't know if it ever went smoothly, but that was like my childhood. I used to, and I can't decide if I still am interested in going skydiving, but I think I might be still interested in going skydiving just because it seems like something, but I'm also like, if the plane is working, why am I jumping out of it? You know? Just two complete different parallels, but I'm pretty sure that might still be something. Like, my bucket list is, like, not the career, like, can be career-based, but it can also just be, like, pure insanity, where people are like, no, listen, you don't need to do things. I would love to go to, like, Tahiti or something like that. Or,
okay.
Like, that seems a little bit more chill than jumping out of a plane.
Yeah, I don't understand adrenaline junkies because I'm just like, I don't do roller coasters, or like, if a ride spins a little bit, I'm okay. But outside of that, I'm like, no vertical situations.
None of the
just
upside down stuff. I'm with you, but I've accidentally taken part in rides that go upside down, and I nearly left. But the man behind me in line reminded me of my dad. He's like, listen, honey, you can do it. And I'm like, all right, because he said so. I'll give it a shot. Because you, a complete stranger, said that I should be able to do it. I'll give it a shot.
Oh, gosh. No. My kids are way too, like, my oldest son, he's 5. He's like me. He's very cautious. But my other two, my other son is 4, and my baby girl is 2. And they're too adventurous. Especially for how small they are. Like, you really don't, no, you don't, that's for teenagers. Like, you can't get on that. You know, my baby girl's looking at a rock wall and she goes, Mama, I climb. I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. You're going to stay right down here.
We don't climb here.
No. Okay, this is one of my favorite questions to ask. Who's your celebrity crush?
Oh. When I was a kid, my oldest brother has always been very into Broadway, and I grew up, and I think one of the earliest Broadway productions I'd ever seen like a movie of was Phantom of the Opera, and it was Gerard Butler. And so if it's ever Gerard Butler, I'm like, I got you. Like, if it's anything but Gerard Butler, hard pass. That was my thing. It's weird that as a kid I was like, this man sings beautifully. I can't even see a quarter of his face, but he must be like crush worthy. First one that comes to mind.
That's awesome. Yeah, oh yeah, that'll do it, man. Come on.
Like,
what's a girl to do?
You can't compete. It's just great.
No, I understand that one. Yeah. So what's the worst thing you did as a kid?
Oh.
I have a feeling this is going to be something that your brothers roped you into.
This is very true. Honestly, jumping out of tree houses when they said a zip line was connected to a tree and it wasn't very smart. But I was also like a literal child. I was perfectly fine somehow. God bless, we're just fine. Don't know how that happened. But we used to so I come from a family of 4, so it's not just like chasing one brother, 2 brothers, it's 3 older brothers. And so it's always like one of them is always up to something like any kid would be. We grew up putting like a rope to a golf cart and holding on to it and putting rollerblades on as if you're skiing, but on land. And so like driving around our yard, like we come from the outside of a town, so like kind of country-ish, and so we had a fairly large yard to do these things in, and we were probably far too young to be doing those sorts of things. We did that. I'm trying to think of other things, but it's all just kind of like non-sensory from outside. I grew up very outdoors all the time. But the jumping out of a treehouse, believing that my brothers were trustworthy in that moment at that age, to have built a zip line, but it to have failed was probably one of the... I don't think I ever trusted them completely in their building skills after that. That was like maybe not.
So 2 questions to follow up on that one. 1, how old were you? And 2, how high up was this treehouse when you jumped out of it?
Oh, I'm talking over 8 feet, like well above 8 feet. Because it's like you picture, not like the magic treehouse, like kind of up here is kind of built like people build their deer stands, like definitely
Okay.
elevated in the air kind of thing. I was probably like 5 or 6. And so I
Oh,
was like very much so like, I just want to keep up and have fun and play because it looks like they're having so much fun, and falling and biffing it and nearly breaking bones. I think I was the only one. I actually am in my family the only person that ever broke a bone, which is very ironic too, having older brothers that are very just like going after all things. I broke my wrist in 2nd grade falling out of a tree, which is
oh,
also not surprising after hearing the zipline
no.
story.
It's more
No,
so that I was
it happened.
waiting. Like, I thought this story would end up with a broken bone.
Right, but it didn't, shockingly enough. And I'm still surprised by that because our the way that we would strap ourselves in was kind of like a, I think those carabiners that come with just a
Yeah.
little click. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it was an attempt to be ingenuitive, but it wasn't like fully engineered. Like, you just clipped it onto the sides of your pants. Like, jeans have the little belt buckle loops, and we just
Mm-hmm.
clicked that, and they're like, all right, you're set. And I was like, okay, this should be fun. Like, no question how it stops, nothing like that. Like, logic wasn't my question at age 5. I was just like, my brothers say it's gonna be fun, and I believe them, and ground. It
And now
happened.
you have trust issues.
Right. Thank you, real brothers.
Oh, goodness. So, oh man, this you might have the same answer for this one. What's the most adventurous or riskiest thing you've ever done?
Oh, I mean, that was pretty risky at age 5. I don't know if I've really done anything crazy because I feel like I, in that moment at that time, like, met physics and logic very quickly. So the rest of my life, I was kind of just like, I'm satisfied watching these people do these things. I've gone actually zip lining. We went to Hawaii once when I was a kid. We went like legit zip lining, not my brother's built zip lines. And I don't know if that was really risky, but it was definitely a really good time, especially because it worked.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's always some level of risk associated with being on a rope, essentially, and going over,
This is true.
foliage and stuff. It's not
Right.
100% that you're going to get on the other side. You could, smack into a banana plant or something. Um,
Of all things.
oh, gosh. All right. So moving on to Could You Not? So just tell us what your, it's essentially, what is your pet peeves? What just gets under your skin? Tell the world, could you not?
Oh man, could you not? I don't love when people do the whole thing a lot, like click in their mouth. I think that started in school. I had gone through numerous teachers that had done that in school, and I think it drove all of us nuts because you're also a teenager in school. But I'm also just like a very organized person, and if you like disrupt my organization, I'm like, ugh. But you could have just like left it. I could have grabbed whatever you're looking for, and it would have been left perfectly fine.
Oh my God. If you ever decide to have kids.
It'll completely be disrupted. I have little cousins that come over and just like disrupt all the peace.
Yes. Yeah. Because I wish I was more organized, but then I see what they do and I'm like, is it worth it? It's just gonna,
Right. It's a time. We had another story, random story. Again, little cousins coming to town. I was at my parents' house, and we had this little toy kitchen that my parents had gotten us when we were kids. And I thought it was so fun because nobody after COVID had really gotten together for so long. And so it's just enjoyable to be around them. And the imagination of kids is just crazy and off the walls, but it's so beautiful because they don't have reins on their imagination, which is so cool. And seeing them like just completely run through toys, like because they're finally with their younger cousins again. Like I came downstairs and the kitchen thing was just everything was everywhere, and it was like normally I'm the organization person, but I saw it and I was like, these kids have finally been able to hang out with their cousins, and I'm completely okay with picking this up for them. Like normally they would, but right now they're so focused on finally being together that I'm totally happy to pick this up right now. Like, doesn't even bug me. So I think it depends on times. Like there's a different appreciation I think for it now, like when somebody comes, like they're together finally, and I was like, whatever, like make a mess, just don't be completely disruptive.
yeah, it's like, that's not the hill you want to die on, right? It's like,
Right.
Sometimes you just gotta let go. Say your serenity
Exactly.
prayer. Little
Breathe.
Yeah, a little breathing. And move on. It'll be fine.
Oh, yeah.
It's just stuff.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
All right, so those are all the questions I have. So the floor is yours. Whatever you got coming up, if you have new music coming out, new videos, if you've got some tour dates coming up, whatever you want to tell the people, they're like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Go ahead and tell them.
Right. Heck yeah, let's do it. I've got the official lyric video for 10,000 Miles. Typically, you see that kind of thing come out day of or really close to after the song. I've waited quite a bit because I wanted to be able to give everything its time, just because the song for me was a different kind of advertisement for 10,000 Miles. It was military coming home videos or photos of you with your service member and put it all together and have lyrics with it, because the song for me is truly like a diary entry. And so why not like let it be what the story's already written about? I just appreciate the honor of being able to share such a special moment, because that is so heartfelt, and being able to share that means a lot to me.
The song itself, you guys, you're going to have to listen to it. Absolutely. You're going to get weepy. All right.
Yeah.
So now she's talking about the videos of the soldiers coming home, which gets me every time. God.
Same. We're just sponsored by like Kleenex, right? Like we got to get that working, because it's definitely going to be necessary.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. This has been so much fun, and look forward to
having me.
Yeah, and I'll attach all your stuff and your social links, your website, all that in the description, your YouTube channel, all that. Y'all make sure you check all this out, because she's a phenomenal singer. She's got a bright future ahead of her. And
thank you.
That's all I got. So
I love it. Thank you for having me. Truly,
yeah, thanks for coming. This has been really fun.
I enjoyed it.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Well, folks, thank you so much for checking out this episode of Bored and Curious. Make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel and give us a follow over on social media. See you next time.